Hiya, Cosmic Cat here. Welcome to the channel. All right, let's tap into that inner child. Place our hands on our upper abdomen, the spot between our heart and our belly button. Breathe deep in and feel your body, your tummy expand. Exhale and feel your breath, your stomach deflate. Ask your inner child, that's where your inner child is. And ask your inner child how they're doing. Try to get in the routine habit of asking in the morning or in the night, how are you doing? Can I get you anything? You know, especially if you're feeling upset or there's a knot in your gut. There's something going on in there that's important for you to pay attention to, okay? All right. If it is your birthday, I would recommend that you check out the birthday reading today. We did leave this over. It's carrying over from the birthday reading. So if you feel guided by this or want to understand more about this message, feel free to check that out. It is December 17th. All right. Okay. And it's all about change. All about change. I create a future of growth for myself and my world. Often teenagers receive mixed messages from adults. On the one hand, they are constantly reminded that they are the future. On the other hand, they are taught that things stay the same. Before they have even started their future, they are condemned to repeat the past. Isn't that the truth? As an adult child, I felt despair and hopelessness over the continuing dysfunction in my family. I generalized my family experience to the world at large. I felt over-responsible for solving all the world's problems, or I denied any social responsibility. In recovery, I am learning that change is possible. I observe myself and others in recovery, heal, and grow. By replacing despair with hope, I can create a genuine future of growth for myself, and I can envision a healthy future for my world. Creating a future of growth for myself and my world. Really, by doing this for your individual self, as I always like to say in the beginning, is higher, as in higher vibrations. This is all about creating a better you, so that when you go out, it also sends that ripple waves out. Because we're either thinking positive thoughts or we're thinking negative thoughts. We typically, it's always on one end or the spectrum, and asking and weighing, is this good, is this bad, things of this nature. Also, there's something about accepting where you are in your life as well. How do you cope with change? Are you open to change, or does change kind of frighten you? Well, as a tarot reader, you know, some of this change has to do with your sign, your zodiac sign. So wherever the time, whatever the space, whatever was going on in those cosmos when you, my friend, were born, is significant for you as to how, whether you adapt to change, because there are some signs that are resistant to change. And some signs are more open to it. For instance, any kind of like, well, really, Leo, you're resistant to change. Leo, Scorpio, Taurus, and Aquarius. You guys are the ones that are typically resistant for change anyway, because it's just in your chart. But that doesn't mean that you can't. Again, take it like a grain of salt, because that does not mean by any means that if you're not one of those signs that, oh, you immediately adapt. You know yourself better than anything or anyone else. So just allow that to help you. Okay, so teenagers, mixed messages. It's that paradox, right? The whole paradoxal way of life that we live in. We definitely live in this way of feeling like, oh, okay, something, learning about something, and okay, this is how it needs to be. But then realizing, oh, well, if you do that, being flexible with change can be difficult. Changes of time, changes of seasons. All right, let's pull some cards about creating a future of growth for yourself. Learning to change, learning that change is possible. Releasing, how can you release that despair and hopelessness? Releasing despair and hopelessness. So we're going from the bottom. There's some, the Spirit wanted me to tell you this for a reason. So it's like, you know, when you're at the bottom, the only way to go is up. And we have the Six of Skulls coming in, which is the Six of Swords. Going to safety, moving on, moving to calmer waters and still waters. You are changing with this card. This card is a sure sign that you are. You're changing. And now we're going to take one that's like kind of in the middle. So from the bottom, now you're in the middle stage of this transformation, change. Look, and you've got the cosmic wheel. Great blessings are coming to you, my friends. Yes. You're understanding change. You're more flexible and open-minded about change in this space because your veil has been lifted. You understand the process of life more, sacred geometry, how the seasons of the world relate to your body, your vessel. Good luck and fortune are showing up with you with this card. And you're ending that cycle of allowing the childhood that you had affect your future. You've had some help here too, and it hasn't been a help from a human. This has been outside of this world, this earth anyway. It's outside of the earth, and it definitely, okay, a message I just received is that some of you, the actual sun or the moon has helped transform your life this year. You've been able, while you've been meditating under the moonlight or the sunlight, it's transformed you. This is for someone here. All right. And then as we go from the top now, the Queen of Swords. Well, the Queen of Skulls, which is the Queen of Swords. This is you standing in maturity, being able to make your own decisions, choices, because being able to change and not be stuck or set in the despair or hopelessness. This is fire. Look at you holding a ball of fire in your hand. Queen of Swords or Skulls. Queen of your beliefs, how you communicate. And for someone, you had to communicate to your family how you felt, but you don't hold any blame or guilt towards them. This is something you've definitely been able to release. And you definitely don't generalize your family experience as to the world at large, or feel like the whole world's problems is yours. This is a sure sign here with the cosmic wheel that is untrue. And by learning that alone, it helped transform. That is change. Transform is change. It helped change your perspective. For someone, it is about your perspective here. It's literally about you changing your perspective on how you see things. And it's empowering you. You have truth here. Truth and being empowered in your own self. trusting in you, learning more about you, knowing that you hold this fire as the queen of air. It could sometimes, I'm not getting rigidity here for this, but this is where a space where you start to set some rules or guidelines for yourself. You take accountability for your actions and are objective with others who enter your space. Very compassionate, but also firm. And she's the type that you meet that just, you don't think she would ever get upset at all in the world. However, cross her and you'll find out, because she's not going to tolerate it. She'll just cut you off and move right along with her life. This is Althea. This is the Grateful Dead Tarot deck. I absolutely love it and love the dead, but you don't have to love the dead in order to like the tarot. And so you can probably guess, if you're a deadhead too, that this is the Wheel. Another good favorite here. And it's also about karma, the karmic cycle that continues to go around and around and around. This is what will help you understand change and how the world truly revolves, evolves, and rotates. So this is Althea, this is the Wheel, and this is Row Jimmy Row. This is, again, the significant card that you have, showing where you are implementing change. You are accepting change. You're changing, in fact. The transition from you moving from that being under a thumb or feeling as though you have to continue living your life in the pattern of the old way. And I'm being guided right now to share with you this week's spirit guide or angel number, you might want to check that out, angel card. Every moon day I pull one of each of these because they also are ways that spirit tries to answer our calls and send us messages. It's Saint Germain. So release the old, make way for the new. And that is what you're doing here. Releasing that old sense, the old way, the old you that felt like the world fell on your shoulders, that you were responsible for everything that happened in the world, all the world's problems, and or denying social responsibility. So now you're like, okay, I'm not there anymore. I got safety. I'm safe. I've got some good blessings coming here. This is going to complete a cycle for you too. This is a soul level card here. This is at your soul. You've been wanting this change for a long time. Some of you have worked really long and hard to get this change happen. And it's now that it's here, it's almost like you can't believe it. It's like the biggest Christmas gift you could get. That is the message I have for you today. Hope it resonates. Share in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. And feel free to leave a comment about where you're at with this. What did you feel from this reading? What did you gain out of it? What card really spoke to you? Which card out of all three of these was your energy geared toward the most of the time? Because that is significant for you, okay? Have a cosmic day tonight, meow.